Well, it was a very difficult week this week. There was a shooting in New Zealand. I think it affected everybody very deeply. Just wanted to make a quick note about it for those watching the video in the future, kind of get the context of what's going on. Also, I did want to say, aside from, of course, it being a very terrible thing and the ideology of the shooter being absolutely abhorrent, I would just want to exhort everybody to, keep your heads cool about this sort of thing. I think that when we have such a raw issue, it's very easy to go and say things that are inaccurate or to get more emotional about it than is necessary. And this can just make the whole situation worse. I think there's a real risk here of, people becoming more radicalized because of this sort of a thing. And so let's just be careful about what we say, all right? Anyways, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of things happened pertinent to the things that we discuss in this weekly series. That is the Democrat primary. And what was the big thing that happened this week? Beto is in. That's right, Beto is in, and it was a complete disaster. Why do I say that? Well, so first of all, one of the important things, I don't want to say the most important, but one of the important things that I look at is the social media support when they announce. And the social media support was not that good. I really thought that Beto would have a lot of excitement because that's something that he's excelled at in the past, but it was really bad. It kind of feels to me like the Democrat base, these people that are very, very active online and are like, full left and, the base, these people kind of want Beto to go away. So I didn't think that his release was very good. There's also a little bit of, disorganization on the campaign's part. I'm not too sure that this particular week was the best time to do it. But then also this story came out. And I'm just going to read you a poem that Beto wrote in 1988. I need a butt shine right now. You are holy, O sacred cow. I thirst for you. Provide milk. Buff my balls. Love the cow. Good fortune for those that do. Love me. Breathe my feet. The cow has risen. Wax my ass. Scrub my balls. The cow has risen. Provide milk. So now that I spent the first part of this video making, a plea to people to not get too emotional about things and to be accurate, I'm really, really trying to hold back, just like screaming at the camera. I lost $10 on Beto O'Rourke announcing for president, and for what? So that this kind of thing can come out? Like, how was this not known earlier? How did this not come out during Beto's Senate campaign? It's absolutely crazy. Well, we already had the answer. Reuters had a story, wrote this about one of their reporters. After more than a year of reporting, men persuaded O'Rourke to talk on the record. In an interview in late 2017, O'Rourke acknowledged that he was a member of the group on the understanding that the information would not be made public until after his Senate race against Ted Cruz in November 2018. So in exchange for an interview, Reuters buried the story. I think this is very irresponsible, and I think it's a shame that it's probably not going to be talked about as much as it should be, but it seems to me that the media is not doing a very good job at vetting our candidates. This isn't the first time that something like this has happened. I think this is much worse than some of the things that we've been finding out about Donald Trump that was buried. I think in the case with Donald Trump, they didn't really have enough evidence to go forward with this story, but still, you have to wonder what else is out there lurking that we don't know about. Biden. Anyways, I'm just absolutely, this poem, when I saw that, I checked this like 50 times to make sure that this was legit. But like the sources are all, reliable sources, and I've traced the trail of it. Like, he wrote that. And I just can't believe that this is like the Democrat primary. I knew that it would get crazy and that we'd have fun, but this is just Wow. Um. Anyways, so because of that whole thing, I've moved Beto down a little bit. Just move him down. He's kind of more with the pack down here now. He's not, right behind Kamala. Um, you know, it's just was not a very good launch for him. And just to cap this off, there's one other thing that I wanted to share with you. This was from a tweet. The reporter was asking him, you've alluded to financial hurdles of this. Can you release any of your fundraising figures over the last 48 hours? O'Rourke replies, I can't right now. The reporter says, you could, to which O'Rourke replied, you're right, I could. Let me answer the question even better. I choose not to. So, while all of the other candidates have been boasting that they raised $1 million in their first day, Beto doesn't want to say how much he made. That's not a good look for Beto. All right. Well, that was a big story, but we did have a couple of other things that I want to cover here really quick. First, Biden kind of had a slip of the tongue. So he was speaking, and in the speech, he says that he had the most progressive record of anybody running. And the crowd started cheering and everything. It was a clear slip, and he kind of tried to backtrack it. But I think it's pretty obvious to everybody right now that Biden is absolutely going to run, and he's just kind of waiting for the right moment to make it public. I hope that because of this, maybe he does it sooner, because I really want to see what's going to happen and how they react to him jumping into the race. But yeah, he's definitely going to run. Next story. Apparently, Cory Booker has a girlfriend. So for those of you not familiar with his personal life, why should you be? Honestly, normally we wouldn't care. But Booker is not married, and many people have said that maybe he's gay. Well, apparently he has a girlfriend. Rosario Dawson, the actress, and when TMZ asked her about it, she said, I am just grateful to be with someone that I respect and love and admire so much, who is so brilliant and kind and caring and loving. So she was like prepared. It seems to me like she was prepared, and she knew what to say about him to, just be as bubbly as possible. I know that this seems like a trivial thing, but not being married is a really big disadvantage in a political race. It absolutely is. I'm not saying that it should be, but it is. There's only been one president that was not married, and he wasn't very well liked. There's, of course, been other candidates, but, they tend not to do very well. This is a huge liability. Him having a girlfriend, that's kind of an interesting thing. I would think that if things got really serious and he was really going to become president, he would want to get married. That would be the politically advantageous thing for him to do. It just is. Anyways, so there was that story. And then another thing, just this one, just kind of amusing, but Bernie Sanders hit his head. And the campaign was very careful to say that he cut his head on the edge of the shower door, but did not fall. Because, of course, he is 77 years old, and him falling is a real concern because he's so old, and they don't want people to think that he's frail and that he's going to die in office or something like that. He seems like he's in really good health. Now, of course, having a big bandage on your head looks kind of silly, but Bernie looks kind of silly all the time anyways, so I don't know if it's going to matter, but it was kind of a funny story that I just wanted to share. And then one last thing I wanted to cover, what are the qualifications for the candidates to get in the debate? So normally it would be that you have to get 1% in 3 polls. And then the DNC has also added another qualification, which is that you have to get 65,000 people to donate to your campaign, and those people need to come from 20 different states. Now, I thought that you had to get both of those, but it turns out that you can do one or the other. So there are actually a lot of people. For instance, Yang is a guy out there. He's very much into universal basic income and the rising threat of automation to the working class. that is out there. It sounds like he is going to reach that metric, so he could potentially be in the debate. And the DNC has said that they will take the top 20 people, and with those qualifications, I wouldn't doubt that they may actually have 20 people at the top debate. I thought maybe I should print out some more heads and add some more people on here, but honestly, these are the people that matter right now, and we don't want to get too bogged down on all of the people. When the debate happens and we know who for sure is going to be in there, then we can go through and we can discuss all of the people that we know, right? But for now, these are the people that we care about. Even some of these people I don't think we really care about anymore. Like Gillibrand, she actually announced this week. Remember, she only had an exploratory committee, and now she has actually announced. But honestly, nobody cares. Nobody cares. She's not going to win. So, yeah, but we'll see what happens. As always, like and subscribe, share the video, and let me know what you think. I want to know, who do you support? Has any of this news changed your opinion on anybody in the race? I think that, getting a barometer of people, talking to individual people, there's a lot that we can glean from looking at what individual people have to say beyond just the statistics, especially this early on in the race, because the polls tend not to be very accurate at this point. A lot is going to change. So, yep, let me know what you think. I will see you guys every morning when I stream. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.